McDonald's is one of the most recognizable brands in the world. People love and love to hate McDonald's because it's cheap, consistent, and stands out. This is also how McDonald's would dominate the multifamily industry: cheapness, standardization, ruthless efficiency, and loud branding. Haha, you might say. How could a fast food restaurant run my apartment? Well, McDonald's is technically a real estate company first and a restaurant second. Take a peek at McDonald's 2020 balance sheet, and one number stares you dead in the face: $42 billion. That is the value of all of McDonald's property and equipment. Well, in comparison, MAA, Mid-America Apartment Communities, which is ranked number 1 on the NMHC 50 largest apartment owners list, only owns $11 billion in real estate assets. So there you have it. McDonald's is the 7th largest owner of real estate in the whole wide world already. McDonald's strategy in the multifamily space would be to provide the highest quality apartments at the most competitive price using technology, automation, and good old-fashioned process efficiency. Where comps charge $2,000 per month in rent, McDonald's would charge $1,800 and still have a higher NOI than competitors. Let's break down exactly how McDonald's apartments would run your apartment. 1. McDonald's would reduce its operating costs with ruthless efficiency and vertical integration. When you have to make 70 million meals per day, you realize how important small gains in process and efficiency can be. Some ways McDonald's would improve efficiency in their apartment operations would be by adding more self-service opportunities. That means automating manual processes. McDonald's would also use vertical integration to keep costs down and profit up by owning more parts of each property's supply chain. More on this later. Ask any site team member and they will tell you about the hours upon hours they waste compiling reports that no one really reads, or the number of systems that they have to log into each day. 2. McDonald's would train apartment site teams like Marines. McDonald's sells 75 hamburgers every second and feeds about 70 million customers per day. This is all done at 40,000 stores around the world, employing about 1.7 million people. The most impressive part is, walk into any McDonald's, no matter the country, and the process to cook a burger is exactly the same. Here, all credit goes to a rigorous franchise selection and training process, all done at Hamburger University. Yep, McDonald's has a full-fledged university and training facility for restaurant managers with 8 campuses around the world, including Chicago, Tokyo, London, Moscow, and others. McDonald's would bring this same rigorous training approach to its site teams. This would ensure consistency across all properties, where a property manager could move from one McDonald's apartment to another and be up and running in just a few minutes without missing a beat. 3. McDonald's would use automation and self-service to reduce dependence on concierge and leasing teams and free up their time. McDonald's locations have added self-service kiosks, resulting in a 6% increase in sales. When it comes to apartment site teams, there are a number of tedious and repetitive tasks they do daily that could be easily automated with technology or turned into a self-service process. Here are just a few things that McDonald's would implement in the blink of an eye: virtual and self-guided tours, self-service move-in process, in-app renter's insurance verification, searchable digital resident guide, automated reports. McDonald's would have site teams work on more high-value work, like proactive resident experience, resident retention, and resident engagement. 4. McDonald's would drastically increase revenue per resident by bundling rent. Research has shown that bundling not only increases a consumer's willingness to pay, but also the perceived value of the bundle. When residents move to a McDonald's apartment, they'd most likely be selecting a bundle that includes McFurniture rental, McWi-Fi, McCable, McInsurance, etc. Furnished housing is a significant but underutilized revenue source for apartment owners and operations, so McDonald's apartments would be pre-furnished. 5. McDonald's would provide flexible leases so that a resident could move between McDonald's apartments from one city to another. A 12-month lease with McDonald's apartments would give residents the opportunity to move to any McDonald's apartments in that 12-month period. So paying a few $100s more per month in rent for a premium lease pass would allow residents to enjoy the digital nomad lifestyle while helping McDonald's increase NOI and resident loyalty. And because all the McDonald's apartments came mostly furnished, residents would be able to take advantage of this quickly and efficiently. 6. McDonald's apartments would be branded with the golden arches, and their marketing would stand out. It's not by accident that McDonald's golden arches are in the top 10 most recognizable symbols in the world, and that almost every McDonald's has one. As any good marketer knows, the more familiar people are with something, the more likely they are to trust it. This is why since 1960, almost everything McDonald's owns is branded with the golden arches. 7. McDonald's would use technology to drive resident loyalty and retention within their portfolio. Walk into a McDonald's with your eyes really open, and you can see the marvel of technology at work. From digital menu boards updated automatically to orders being taken through the McDonald's app, others through the self-service stations, the drive-thru, or at the counter, McDonald's has technology all throughout their processes. Less obvious and behind the scenes is additional technology helping with inventory management. These systems are automatically placing orders for more raw materials as stock is used up. Mixed in with all of this is the McDonald's app, with more than 60 million users capturing gigabits of data while driving repeat business and customer loyalty with the rewards program that rewards customers the more they order with McDonald's. Doing all the previous mentioned items is what would allow McDonald's to charge you $1,800 for an apartment that everyone else is charging $2,000 for. And best of all, McDonald's would come out with higher NOI.